So welcome everyone in this webinar, free webinar. So welcome in this free webinar about light technology. Everyone who is watching a replay, thank you so much for tuning in. This is especially for you, for those who are curious what light technology is about, but not only why I chose to share light technology and why I chose to use light technology for me and how it works for me. So let's start sharing my screen and the presentation and just quickly introducing myself. My name is Hanna Ennoia. I'm a light language healer and activator. I'm also a Theta healing practitioner and Dragon Reiki master. I incorporate all of these modalities into my unique way of healing. And I offer private sessions and mentorships. Apart from that, I'm also a LifeWave brand partner, and I'm here to present to you light technology. So we will now get into presentation. So here it is. LifeWave is the name of the brand that provides light technology in the form of very simple and easy patching. The main theme and the intention of the brand is to live long and live healthy. As you can see, the DNA structure that is on the picture suggests that we are working on a DNA level, on a cellular level. We'll have now a short video introduction, will we? All right, so that was the introduction into the main themes of the company. And so what we've learned from that video is that light technology is about reprogramming, it's about science, longevity, about next level rejuvenation on a cellular level, and that this is as within, so without kind of architecture. And here we have a human, as you can see. This human is called David Schmidt. And he's the founder and managing director of LifeWave. Not only, he's also the scientist, the person who came up with this idea and with this scientific creation. He is the one that was sitting in a lab, working for hours, checking and coming up with the formula that is now available in that tiny little patch, as he's showing right in between those two fingers. The light patch can be put. So yeah, that's David Schmidt. About David Schmidt, I remember one story because I was researching on YouTube and through videos about him and his story. So what I know is that because he was coming up with this idea and he was researching over 20 years ago. It was over 20 years ago that he started that. And he had also other friends, other scientists, fellow friends that he was obviously meeting up with and exchanging information. And I remember that he was saying that one of his friends made a test. He took the royal jelly that the queen bee is fed with. He took this and injected this into worker bees. And what it resulted in is the extended lifetime of these worker bees. For us as, multidimensional connected beings, it's quite obvious that this is what happens. But yeah, at that time, from a scientific mindset, it was very revolutionary. David Schmidt, when he heard that, he got very inspired and he said, wow, I want to receive such a result for myself. And with such a strong intention, which is also surprisingly and beautifully inspired by the bees, he came up with the first product that he called Ion. So Ion was one of the first products, one of the first patches that he came up with. The idea was to increase and prolong the life, basically, to live as long as possible and to live young as long as possible. And as you can see, this is in the form of a simple patch that you stick into your body. So how a bioelectrode that presents that? As you can see, we have hypoallergenic adhesive layer, we have cover, we have edge, we have identifier, and the most important part, the most important part, which is the organic nanocrystals that are comprised of amino acids, water, stabilized oxygen, natural organic compounds. So let me just dive deeper into the nanocrystals. These are really tiny, tiny crystals that create a matrix. It's like matrices, and they are put like on a cotton pad, let's say, as I can call it. These compounds and crystals come from plants. So this is 100% organic architecture, crystalline architecture, that is placed in a kind of a patch that is very useful these days to stick onto the body. What is also important is that the glue that is used is hypoallergenic. So it will not create any allergy, and everything is really constructed so that it doesn't allow for any absorption. That's also very important to mention, that the crystalline matrix of the patch acts as a reflector of the infrared light that is already emitted by the body. So there is nothing that is absorbed from the patch. Instead, the crystalline matrix is attuned to certain wavelengths of light that are then in turn stimulated and reflected back into the skin. And this is a very low level light. And it just basically is attuned depending on the patch. In case of X39, it's attuned to copper peptide or any other thing in particular that is affected. And the levels of this particular compound are elevated within the body. So we place the patch usually on an acupuncture point so that they actively stimulate the meridians on the body. But basically they can be placed anywhere you intuitively feel. Also, especially with the IceWave patching, that is specifically for pain relief. They can be placed in a place that is in pain. And here we can see information about safety. So there is many patents that prove that the technology is 100% safe. David created lots of patents, especially because at the beginning, the patching was designed to be used by sportsmen and also military. But with the sportsmen, it was important that, they can't absorb any special substances. In Poland, we call it doping. So they can't absorb any extra substances that would improve their performance. And so through that, it was proven that nothing is absorbed into the body and that they are safe. Anti-doping agency, that formula. Here we have another video showing us types of patches level. And here we have all the products available, all the types of patches that are available: X39, X49, Ian, Alavida, Silent Nights, SP6 Complete, Energy Enhancer, Glutathione, Carnosine, IceWave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there is one more. Can't remember the name of it at the moment, but this 11th one is for horses. It's specifically designed for horses, which is really cute. And X39 and X45 are the newest patches and the most revolutionary and innovative patches that actually have the capacity to embrace all of the effects of the rest of the patches because they activate copper peptide, which in turn activates stem cells. Beautiful. So as you can see, it's really an innovative way to support your body. You wear X39 patch for 12 hours, just like any other patch. So X39, activate your potential. How does it work? What's so beautiful about it and unique is that once you place X39 on your body, immediately within 1 day, you can actually observe an effect, which is usually shown by an increased level of energy. You suddenly feel, oh, like there is more energy in me, simply because it increases the ATP within the body. So here we have a sequence, like within 1 day, we can observe a reset of 4,000 genes and increased ATP and vitality. ATP is a fuel of energy for the cells. Within 1 week, we can observe a general increase in copper peptide, which is called GHKCU. We can observe the increase in the levels, which in turn activates the stem cells. Within 6 weeks, we can observe brain rebalancing, which means that the two hemispheres balance, the left and the right. And as a result, we can observe improved sleep quality, accelerated regeneration as well. Within 3 months, we can observe increased collagen levels, which means improved performance, strength, and endurance. And as you know, also a youthful look. Collagen is very much used in beauty industry as a beauty compound that brings health and youth into the skin. So it has, within 6 months, you can observe improved vital parameters and basically reversal of the aging process. It says also reverse cardiovascular aging, and with the continued use, you can in general, yes, observe a reversal of the aging process. So just to emphasize that it's not anti-aging, it's a reversal. So within extended use of X39, you can observe to look younger even by 8 years. And these are claims just made by what's been proven in many customers and clients using X39. So X39 increases levels of the copper peptide that is called GHKCU. The main benefit of it is the activation and enhancement of stem cells, allowing cells to behave younger and healthier cells. So stem cells are basically the cells that are within the body since the beginning, from the womb. And with age, the amount of the stem cells decrease. With the copper peptide elevated, there is an increase of the stem cells. And the more stem cells we have, the more useful actually, and the regeneration and the useful expression of cells can occur. So we have benefits of X39, increased energy and better sleep, support to the immune system, relief from minor aches and discomfort, improved skin quality and reduced appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, and supports the natural wound healing process. So if there are any wounds, if there are any injuries, but also if there is any aging process that you would like to reverse, this is it. Basically, we can have many symptoms that by using X39, they can be reversed or just they can disappear. And as the creator, David Schmidt, said, this is my greatest achievement. This is not anti-aging, it is reversing the aging process. So that's product legacy innovation. So science and practice, the HKCU. GHKCU, the main properties of this copper peptide. As we do not do claims for the patch itself, what we do is we provide information what copper peptide is responsible for. And it's responsible for tissue regeneration. It supports the healing of wounds and microdamage to the skin and muscles. It stimulates the synthesis of collagen, elastin, and glycosaminoglycans. It improves skin elasticity and firmness. It also has an anti-inflammatory effect. So it reduces excessive inflammation and supports balance in the immune system. Also, it has antioxidant properties, the copper peptide, which means that copper peptide neutralizes free radicals. They also protect cells from oxidative stress and premature aging. And what's also very interesting is that what's been observed is the effect on hair. It stimulates the hair follicles and support hair regrowth, increased hair density, and reduces follicle miniaturization. So there's been people who observed that were bald, that observed suddenly that their hair literally regrow back into their heads. And I have one person that I know, like from the closest circle, that experienced that. So that's really fascinating. Here we have how a diagram that shows basically that the GHKCU levels decrease with age. And what's more, it also, the copper peptide, this particular one, GHKCU, that is activated by X39, also protects the nerves, the nervous system, and improves the regenerative abilities of the nervous system, shows neuroprotective effects in preclinical studies. Also, when it comes to exercising and the stress, the recovery is much quicker with the increased levels of copper peptide. Supports muscle and tissue recovery after training, accelerates repair processes after injuries, and of course the anti-aging or age-reversing effects because it improves skin condition and reduces wrinkles because of the collagen, and supports the balance of metabolic processes in tissues. So all in all, we have a lot about X39 because it's such an important part of all of it. It's the most expensive patch, but at the same time, the most versatile. So that's what they want to show here. So fast relief from pain, less frequent inflammation. So, for example, children of Dominic, who is my brand partner, he's been using for 15 years the patching as well as his children, and they've never had any flu or they haven't gone down with any illness since they started using them. So it's like for years. A faster wound healing, energy and vitality, also mental clarity. This is also important. Of course, better sports performance for sportsmen and people who like training, faster recovery after exercise, and in general, better looking skin. So it's also a beauty product. And here we have X49. So it's a sister patch. It's a complementary patch. And for those of you who are interested, at the moment we have a promotion. You can buy X39 and X49 together in a package that is called Performance. And with that, you can get a promotion extra gift in the form of IceWave patches that I will speak about in a moment. So X49, why is it a sister to X39? It's because it also activates copper peptide, but this is a different copper peptide that is called AHKCU. This one has a different effect within the physical body. Mainly, it improves performance in terms of strength, muscle mass, and endurance. So this is basically the best thing for those who would like to have more energy because they exercise, because they train. This is the product for them. This is the patch for them. So X49 supports a healthy cardiovascular system, which is also very important, fast muscle growth and recovery after exercise, healthy bones, which is also health effect, and also fat loss when combined with a healthy diet and exercise program, of course. So this is also for those who would like to lose weight. As synergy with X39 by using patented LifeWave patches based on X39 and 49 phototherapy simultaneously, you activate a synergistic amplified effect that supports performance and shortens recovery time, allowing you to do more and faster. So this is for those who really want to do more and faster. Okay, and here we have a YH package, Eon, Carnosine, and Glutathione. Eon means eternity. It is a breakthrough stress reduction technology. So basically, Eon is designed to bring relaxation and calmness on a cellular level into the body. So it helps reduce stress levels, helps balance the nervous system, improves mood and well-being, and supports relaxation and muscle relaxation in general. So this is for those that have difficulties with stress. They get stressed by the physical, like external factors, whether it's work, whether it's environment. This is a great start with light therapy, because if you've been suffering from stress, prolonged stress, it's good to first actually relax the cells before doing anything. But it's of course not applicable to everyone. It's just my approach to that, because I started with Ian. And I also know from other of my brand partners, especially males, when they first put an Eon patch on, they were like, wow, I don't need to do all those things. They just went to bed and slept for many, many hours, just shifted immediately into a more relaxed state. Like, I don't need to do everything at once now. So stress. Stress is a leading cause of aging in the body because of the inflammation it triggers, right? Stress causes inflammation, which in turn increases the aging and damages the body cells. The natural conclusion is that reducing inflammation may help limit the effects of aging, and the YH Eon patch was developed specifically for this purpose. As a result, you can achieve a better quality of life without negative side effects. Reducing inflammation in the body also contributes to pain relief. So again, there is a versatile effect of Eon. I find it very useful for myself, and I genuinely recommend. Then we have glutathione. Glutathione is the most powerful antioxidant and a key regulator. So what's really important to emphasize is that the patches are called glutathione, which is named after the peptide, the compound that is already existing within the body, which is called glutathione. And this peptide, this compound, is a powerful antioxidant that is already existing within the body for self-regulation and self-regeneration. And this is one of the most important substances for detoxifying the body of toxins and heavy metals. And the immune system's ability to fight attacks from bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, and cancerous cells depends to a large extent on it. So I'm very curious, because today I put a patch for the first time on my mom. but was it glutathione or Ian? I'm not sure. I think it was glutathione. So my mom has been lying on the couch since then. I'll check on her. Next one is the Carnosine. That's the name of the patch, and that's also the name of the compound that is existing within our physical body. It's called elixir of youth, and the main benefits of Carnosine is that it increases endurance by up to 125% after just 3 weeks of use, improves strength and flexibility, strengthens the circulatory system, slows the aging process, supports reduction of fine wrinkles, and improves the bioelectric properties of organs. So it stimulates and improves the electric field of the organs. And what else? It is recommended for injuries, strains, and fractures, for tissue damage, to support faster healing and increased physical exertion, and reduced visual acuity. So what's been also proven is that Carnosine helps in improving the vision, the vision, so the eyesight. Next one is the energy enhancer that is designed to increase the ATP levels. Energy enhancer patch increases ATP production in mitochondria by up to 20% within a few minutes. More ATP, more available energy for muscles, better endurance, reduced fatigue, and faster recovery. This patch can be used complementary to any other patch and can increase the effects. As a result, better fat burning as an energy source, improved athletic performance. What is ATP, which is increased by energy enhancer? One might ask. So it's called adenosine triphosphate. It is the main energy molecule in cells, a kind of biological fuel. ATP is produced mainly in mitochondria, so that's really fascinating that the patching works on a mitochondria level. They are called powerhouses of the cells, the mitochondria, but as we know, there is more to that, especially when we start to merge the science with the spiritual and the source consciousness. This is where the light basically can interface with us through the mitochondria and through the DNA. When you need energy for muscle movement, transmission of nerve impulses, heart function, metabolic processes, that's where the ATP is needed. So it's basically responsible for all the energy within the body. ATP can be described as the body's energy currency. The more ATP you have, the more efficiently cells function. So it's basically called enhancer because it enhances everything, also including other patches. Then we have AccuLife, which is for horses, product for horses, and IceWave, which is a pain relief product. There are 2 patches. One is brown, one is white. You place them, as it is written in a book, in a place where the injury or the pain is, and that's how it works. Then we have Silent Nights, then we have Alavida and SP6 Complete. SP6 Complete is a product that is specifically good for females, as it improves also hormonal balancing. Alavida is a beauty product. Alavida is not only patches, it's also elixirs and liquids. It's a beauty set, but also Alavida as a patch improves and regenerates the organs within the body. So these are 4 innovative products that work also independently. Using them simultaneously delivers visible, long-lasting, and spectacular results. Beauty resulting from the combination of nature and science. So they are organic, bringing beauty to the skin from within. So what it does, it's basically Alavida sends a signal for collagen synthesis. The production of collagen begins to decrease with age, after the age of 25, and it addresses the effects of oxidative stress and increases antioxidant levels in the skin. Improves bioelectric properties of all internal organs and improves brain function, which is also important for Alavida, frontal lobe and pineal gland, enhancing memory, cognitive functions, and concentration. So in case of any injuries or issues with the brain, Alavida is basically supporting in restoration of the brain functions. And but not only it regenerates all the 12 organs, including frontal lobes of the brain, pituitary gland, pineal gland, kidneys, stomach, liver, spleen, pancreas, and thyroid. And here is my story. So how did it happen that I came up with this idea to be here with you and present to you? So I came across light therapy, or it kind of came to me through my friend, after I set intention that I want to take a next step towards healing of my epilepsy. I was diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 16. It was diagnosed to be incurable and genetic. Also, in turn, my daughter, who is now 20, she was at the same age diagnosed with the same kind of epilepsy and epileptic seizures. So me as well as her have the same diagnosis, which also even, propels me more into finding a cure, let's say, or finding a way to heal it, to let it go, so that I can pass it on to my daughter. That's been that, wounded healer kind of a type of my profile as a healer. So I was looking for something. I did set intention for this year to take a next step, because I'm still also taking pharmaceuticals. I did have a break, and in general, I after the awakening, which was like in 2017. After this deep awakening, I went suddenly into spirituality, very connected to source, and basically all the old matrix was gone. And I was like, I'm healthy. Like, I don't need to take the medication anymore. And at that time, I was taking medication for over 15 years without any seizures. So I decided that I don't want to take medication anymore. So I stopped taking medication, and within 8 months, I had the first seizure. And at that time, I started to hang out with other people who were into spirituality, and just started and like consciousness expansion and healing. So I decided, okay, so I don't believe in the fact that it's incurable and that it's genetic. It has to be cured. I don't believe in that. So that's how it started, and I started to search for all the possible ways to heal it through diet, plant medicine, meditation, quantum healing, and all sorts of healing modalities, as constellations, ancestral healing, shadow healing. So at this moment, I'm working on a cellular level, on a mitochondrial level with light technology. And at the moment, my focus has been on nervous system relaxation and cleansing. The next step with light technology for me will be the stem cell activation, as through multidimensional healing of my body, I received that actually restoring my blueprint from the time of conception and reversing my birth is where I can I can restore my factory, let's say, functions. Because from the factory level, the way I descended into my mother's body as a pure being, is where there was a place and space of my cellular structure that was completely healed and pure. And I guess that's where I am to go with that light therapy, stem cell activation therapy. So yeah, that's my journey as a healer. Having also a few certifications on the way, becoming quite professional, and now choosing to support my system on the cellular level, always aligning with my God source guidance. So I really trust this path with the light therapy because it was provided through my source alignment, and also all my higher dimensional guidance was like, yes, it's time for science. It's time to learn about cells and time to use crystalline matrix on a new level, because I've been always in my work, multidimensional work, focused on crystalline matrix and activating crystalline DNA and crystalline structure. It kind of feels natural to start applying organic crystalline matrix onto my body. It kind of feels like home. It feels like, wow, there is a crystalline matrix around us. Because unfortunately, we are surrounded by great amounts of interference coming from technology, coming from old system, the pollution, the electromagnetic field density. This is where this therapy works so well, because it's an organic matrix that is placed onto the body. I myself noticed that I have a much lighter way of tuning out of synthetic inorganic frequencies, which is very helpful and supportive for me. So what I love about light therapy is that there is a direct focus on mitochondria and on a cellular level. So yeah, this is where the science and spirituality meets. And for me, it involves healing of the lineage. This is like a puzzle piece for my lineage, as each of us women in my lineage carry some sort of a way of being a medicine woman. So for example, my mom has been like she's been caring for everyone, literally, for all the unhealthy, for all the diseased, like ill people surrounding us. My sister is a pharmaceutical representative, which is like the best joke ever. She's every day going to doctors and, promoting pharmaceuticals. So I am the representative of light technology. So yeah, that's pretty funny. And it kind of sits as a grounded way for me to be in that structure of my lineage. And what also is important is that it's a new way of business that promotes independence within a structure with the possibility to upgrade and network. So it's a networking business. It's called MLM. And at the same, so you can learn how to do it, but at the same time, we have a great independence and freedom in how you are actually. What has to be done is that I can't make claims, I can't make claims that this technology is a treatment, that this technology is a medicine. So just to clarify that this is what the company is very aware, that we can't say it for the public and for the system, because of all that is there, that still the pharmaceuticals are winning and are the main way of healing for societies in all the countries, because it's like the biggest industry. It's important for us not to make claims. And everything that I speak about here is science. And then there are specific people that have the proofs of that. So yeah, speaking about business, it has a potentiality of high income, as I've met people who reached really high income by selling light therapy. So light therapy for me is a part of a timeline that is much more peaceful, a more peaceful timeline, a lighter timeline that is aligned with my ancient future, New Earth, New Lemuria, Atlantis vision of Earth as a crystalline matrix based on crystalline matrix and DNA. Also, it's a rehabilitation of DNA because we come back to the original factory level of our cellular structure, which also allows for a quicker density, fear release, and ultimate crystallization. That's just how I see it. And light technology is a direct mirror. Of course, everything is a reflection of our consciousness here, but this one in particular, we can really observe how it mirrors the consciousness of the other person. So what I've noticed is that this technology can also trigger fear in people because it's a memory and remembrance of the Atlantean crystal technology. As we know, Atlantis fell because of the imbalance. So it's imprinted in many souls who were incarnated at that time, that crystal technology or that kind of technology is a threat. So it's also a beautiful opportunity to dissolve that fear and to bring some new technology that in fact will help us rehabilitate all the DNA strands in order to become fully crystalline physical vessels. So that's my Genesis idea. That was my share how it's like synergizes within me. And coming back to regular wellness, effects, here we can see effects on the people. So with the use of X39, we can clearly see anti-aging or reversal of aging on the woman's face after a year of using X39. Here are also pictures of how quickly, within 63 days, this very severe injury on a hand quickly just completely healed. Even the scar disappeared. Here is a lady. I'm not too sure what happened with her, but there is some result there as well. And here we have scoliosis. The IceWave and X39 within 4 weeks also supported the reversal of the scoliosis. And here another one is a very quick restoration and healing from that kind of a blackness. I don't know how it's called. In Polish, it's called blackness, kind of a disease. So you can see the tissue has been quickly regenerated and the inflammation and the disease disappeared. And here we have another result. So these are basically the results of activating stem cells and increasing the self-regenerative capacity of the body. And here we have some sports people to make you aware that a lot of sports people are also patching themselves to increase their performance within the limits of their supporting systems. As we know, they can't absorb any special substances to improve. And that's basically it. So how to get started with light therapy? Contact the person who invited you to the meeting, which is moi. So thank you so much for watching.